Hello and welcome back to Life Admin 365. Today I'm sharing with you my attempt at making Ukadiche Modak, which is the quintessential offering for Ganpati Bappa. These are steamed dumplings made from jaggery sweetened coconut stuffing, which is filled in rice flour wraps. There are two components in making Modak. First is the filling or the saran, which is pretty easy and straightforward to make, and second is the rice flour wrap, which is the most challenging part for me. So let's start with preparing the easy one. Here I have freshly prepared homemade ghee, of which I will use only 2 teaspoons. Then I have 2 cups of thawed out shredded fresh coconut. I had thawed out this frozen coconut overnight in refrigerator, but 1 to 2 hours of thawing at room temperature is good as well in case if you are choosing to use frozen coconut. Next I have a cup of crushed good or jaggery. The ratio of jaggery to fresh coconut is 1:2. That is, for every 2 parts of freshly shredded coconut I am using 1 part of crushed jaggery. Then I have some powdered cardamom, of which I will use only 1/4 teaspoon. Then I have 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds of khaskhas, which is optional, and lastly a small piece of nutmeg that I will grate and use only 2 pinches worth. To prepare the filling or the stuffing, place a kadhai or ceramic coated pan on medium heat. To it, add 2 teaspoons of ghee. Once ghee is melted, add 2 cups of thawed out shredded fresh coconut. Cook it in ghee until the coconut turns fragrant. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes on medium heat. Now it's time to add the poppy seeds if you are going to use them. In goes 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds. Mix these until well incorporated. Poppy seeds don't take long time to roast. Within a minute or two you can smell their aroma. Most of the moisture from coconut has evaporated and mixture is drier than it was in the beginning. Now add 1 cup of crushed jaggery and mix it well with the coconut poppy seed mixture. Continuously stir and cook the contents. Jaggery will start melting. It is important to keep stirring the mixture to avoid burning on the bottom. Moisture from jaggery will start evaporating and mixture will start thickening. When most of the moisture has evaporated, turn off the heat. The mixture is still soft at this point. Add powdered cardamom and grate nutmeg in it. Mix everything until well combined. Let the mixture come to room temperature. Then transfer it to a container and have it ready on hand. Once the mixture is completely cool, you can use it for stuffing the modak. Now comes the challenging part of the recipe, which is making ukad or rice flour dough. Ingredients wise, I have 2 cups of water. Then I have homemade ghee. I will use 1 teaspoon while making the dough. And then I have some pink Himalayan salt, of which I'm going to use about a half a teaspoon or so. Then the star ingredient, which is 2 cups of rice flour. I'm using Soham brand's rice flour meant for making Ukadiche Modak. Using rice flour meant for making Modak is preferable, as to make this flour, rice is processed in a certain way which gives the desired consistency of the dough, which gives us the perfect modak. However, my friends, that even regular rice flour works if you follow her method and tips. So that's what I'm going to do. I am following recipe instructions to the T and heeding tips that my modak making expert friend has shared with me. Place a pan on medium heat and to it add 2 cups of water, half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of ghee. Mix well and bring this to a boil. Turn off the heat and to this water add rice flour and mix well. My friends, first tip comes into play at this stage. Do not alter the ratio of water to rice flour. For every measure of flour, you need an equal measure of water, not more and not less. Cover and keep aside for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, uncover and transfer the pan contents to a large bowl or a plate. It's very tempting at this point to add more water because the rice flour still looks kind of dry despite it having absorbed all of the water. But my friend says to not add any more. So I'm holding on adding additional water. Simply greasing my hands with ghee and then kneading the rice flour to form the dough until it comes together and I get a smooth ball of the dough. Now it's the time to actually make the modak and I am super nervous. So far I have followed all the instructions to the T, so I'm hoping that these turn out good. I have coconut stuffing next to me ready to get filled. Take a small portion of the ukad or the dough and flatten it in the palms of your hand. Slowly press around the edges to form a concave shaped indent in the dough. At this point, there are 2 ways to make the modak. The first way is to make a cup by pinching the edges of the dough with index finger and thumb to form the pleats. Then filling this cup with coconut stuffing or saran. Here, my friends, third tip comes into play. That is not to overstuff the dough with the filling. Then bring the pleats together at the top and pinch them together to form a small bundle. Do this all the while as you turn the modak around in your hand. My first modak is ready. Not bad, huh? The other way to make the modak is to place the stuffing in the concave indent of the dough. So, take a small portion of ukad and flatten it in the palms of your hand and place the coconut stuffing here. Then form the pleats by pinching the edges of the dough with index finger and thumb. Then bring the pleats together at the top and pinch them together to form a small bundle. Do this all the while as you turn the modak around in your hand. Define the pleats by pinching them and making them slightly more prominent. My second modak is also ready. Not a single tear or rip at the seams or the pleats. Now comes the last step, which is steaming these modaks. I'm going to make 21 modaks and my plan is to steam them in 3 batches. After making 5 modaks, I put water for heating in a pan so that by the time I'm ready with the other 2, water is simmering and ready for steaming. I also have ghee greased steaming plate ready on the side. My friends, next step comes into play at this stage. First step is don't put too many modaks for steaming at once. There should be enough space between these modaks for steam to circulate. The next one is don't over steam the modaks. 10 to 12 minutes of steaming is good. Over steaming will harden the modak cover. Appropriately steamed modaks will have a shiny, almost glossy texture. I'm placing 7 of these on this greased steaming plate and then placing them over a ring in the simmering water, covering the pan and steaming for 10 minutes. I have my timer set to 10 minutes so that I don't over steam the modaks. While this batch of modak is steaming, I'm going to prepare another batch of 6 to 7 modaks using the second way of preparation. Now that I have a hang of the process, it is so much fun and less overwhelming. I still have a few more minutes before the first steamed batch of modak comes out. I'm going to cover these with a damp cloth to prevent them from drying. Going back to the steaming modaks. Once 10 minutes are done, turn off the heat and remove the lid from the steaming pan. Make sure that the condensing moisture on the lid does not fall on the modak. Very carefully remove the steaming plate with the hot modak and place it on a trivet or in a plate. Transfer modak from the steaming plate to a serving plate. Re-grease the steaming plate with ghee. Place the second batch of prepared modaks on it. Cover with lid and steam for 10 minutes. Once more head back to prepare the last batch of modak. Make sure to refill the steaming pan with some more water and bring the water to simmer. As soon as water starts simmering, place the modak laden steaming plate in it. Cover with lid and steam for 10 minutes. Once the timer goes off, turn off the heat and uncover the steaming pan. Very carefully remove the steaming pan and place it on a trivet or in a plate. Transfer modak from the steaming plate to another plate. Offer modaks to Bappa along with tons of homemade ghee and then hog on them yourselves. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'm surprised at myself at making these glorious creations. I truly wasn't sure if they would come out well, but they did, and I'm so proud of myself for following the recipe instructions and using the tips shared by my friend. If you liked watching today's video, do give it a big thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so for more such videos. Thank you all. Till the next one. Bye. Adios.